We are going to talk today about comparing cost of living in different cities. So, there's a PowerPoint that you can follow along with that is attached to this assignment. So the first one we're going to do together is, I currently live in Chicago and want to live in Boston. If I make $50,000 in Chicago, I will need to make $62,252 in Boston to maintain my standard of living. This is because Boston is more expensive than Chicago. So now I want to find out the cost of living is blank percent higher in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, the reason we're doing this is often we will be able to compare cities by percentages. And I want you to understand how the computer is going to generate that. So, really what we need to do is say new income, and then subtract the old income, divide it by the old income, that's what makes it into a fraction, and then we multiply that by 100% to get it into a percent. And this is going to be the percent change. If it's positive, it should be percent higher. If it's negative, it will be percent lower. So let's start here. My new income is $62,255. My old income is $50,000. And then I need to divide that by my old income to see what fraction of my old income is the difference between these incomes. And I multiply that by 100%. So if you are going to do this in a calculator, make sure you put parentheses because order of operations. First we subtract. So when we subtract, we end up getting 12,252 all over 50,000. We divide those, multiply by 100%, you should get 24.5%. You could round that up to 25%. So clearly Boston is a little more expensive, about a quarter of 100% more than in Chicago. So let's say you're comparing two job offers. You'd want to check and make sure that your new job offer is going to be sufficiently higher than your old one, considering the new standard of living in the new city. All right, let's look at the second one. So you currently live in Honolulu, Hawaii, and you want to live in Dallas. Now why you'd want to make that change, no idea. I think I'd rather go the other way. But your current income is $100,000. If the cost of living is 45% lower in Dallas, it tends to be lower in Texas in general, what income would you need to maintain your standard of living in Dallas? So this is different than the first one because now we are asking, what new income do I need because the cost of living is 45% lower. So we still have new income minus old income over old, same equation. But now we're given the percent change. Since it's lower, that means it's a negative 45% would equal the 100%. Now new is the thing I don't know. So it's new minus my old is 100,000 all over 100,000, and that's multiplied. So new minus 100,000, that should be in parentheses, over 100,000 multiplied by 100% is negative 45%. So the first thing we can do is divide both sides by 100%. That will just make it into the decimal. Then we have new minus 100,000 all over 100,000 equals negative 0.45. Then we should multiply both sides by 100,000. Slightly running out of room, but I'll make it. I multiply both sides by 100,000. That means I move the decimal point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times because there are 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be negative 45,000. And then I just need to add 100,000 to both sides. And I end up getting, when I add 100,000 to both sides, $55,000. So if you're going to move from Honolulu to Dallas, your salary only needs to be about half of what it was before to have the same standard of living. So that might be a change you want to make based on, let's say you just have started a family, you have a lot of kids now. You might want to move somewhere where the cost of living is lower because for the same salary, you might get a lot more